Hi, my name is Elizabeth Craig, and we're going to do a stretch and balance class today. So we're going to start out with some jumping jacks or just some side steps. So start to get that heart rate up. And then you could also bring it up into a jumping jack. We're going to do these for a couple more seconds. And then we're going to start with some high knees. Okay, we're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going to go to those high knees. Just trying to get that heart rate elevated to get us warm before we start our stretching class. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. Okay. And then we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So we can stop with those marches. And then you're just going to bring your shoulders up and then roll them down your back. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Up and down your back. Okay. You can also switch directions. So you can go into forward shoulder rolls. Make sure to keep on breathing here. Okay. And then we're going to do a balance exercise. We're going to do clock. So we're going to start at a standing position, and then we're going to bring our right leg out in front of us at noon. And then we're going to go to 3. And then we're going to go back behind us to 6. So noon, 3, 6. And you can also, if you want to increase the intensity, you can hover. So you can do noon, but not touch the mat. 3, don't touch the mat. Or 6 behind you, and don't touch the mat. You can also come back to center after each tap. Okay. Stay here for another second, and then we'll switch sides. Okay. Our last round, and then switch to our left side. So again, the noon, 3, 6. You can go back to center, noon, 3, 6. And again, you can hover. Okay. One more round of this, and then we'll switch. Okay. And then we're going to go into a leg stretch. So we're going to have our leg out beside us, and then we're going to bring it across the center line. And you can tap here, go out, tap, and across the center line. Okay. Make sure to keep breathing, take a couple nice deep breaths. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the left side. So out, tap, and across the center line. Okay. A couple more seconds here. And then we're going to switch to squats with leg raises. Okay, we're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So you're going to go into a squat position, have your feet about shoulder width apart, and then you're going to go down into a squat. So you could either do a 45-degree squat, or you could go a little deeper and do a 90-degree squat, and then you're going to come up and do a leg raise. So again, squat, up, and then a leg raise. And make sure to keep those knees behind those toes. Keep that good form. Make sure to keep on breathing. Okay. Keep that chest up. Okay. Then after this, we're going to go into some shoulder stretches. Last one. Okay. So you're going to take your right arm, you're going to bring it across your body, and then you're going to take your other arm and bring it in close to you. You should be feeling this on the back of your shoulder here. You can also keep on walking here if you want to keep your heart rate up. And again, don't have your other arm on your elbow there. Okay. We're going to release that. And then bring our left arm across our body. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And then after this, we're going to switch to a tricep stretch. Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay, so we're going to bring our right arm back behind us. And then we're going to take our left arm and grab our elbow. You should have your hand just about in between your shoulder blades. And just go to as feels good to you, to where you're feeling that stretch in the back of your arm there. We're going to stay here for a couple seconds. And then we're going to switch arms in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going to release. And bring our left arm behind us. Grab it with our right arm. Take a couple deep breaths. Again, only go to as deep of a stretch as you feel comfortable with. And then we're going to switch to a bicep stretch in 3, 2, 1. We're going to release. You're going to take your right arm out in front of you, grab it with your left arm, and apply a little bit of pressure towards you, but only to where it feels like a stretch. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths here. And you should be feeling it on the front of your arm there. We're going to switch arms in 3, 2, and 1. Going to release. Switch it out. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then we're going to go into a hamstring stretch. Okay. We're going to switch that in 3, 2, 1. So you're going to take your right leg out in front of you, have a little bit of a bend in your left knee, and then you're going to slowly reach down. And you can go either to a shallower stretch, or you can reach down to a deeper stretch. And you should be feeling that in the back of your leg right here. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths here. And we're going to switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring your left leg out in front of you. Have a slight bend in your right leg. And then after this, we're going to switch to a quad stretch. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Going to raise up. Okay. So you're going to grab your right foot with your right arm. Bring it back in a quad stretch. And try to keep those knees parallel. Okay. And if you wanted to increase the intensity of the balance portion of this exercise, you could extend out into more of a dancer position. So it would look like this. Or you could keep it at the quad stretch. And if you also had a chair next to you or something, you could also use a chair for balance. Okay, gonna release that and switch. Again, try to keep those knees parallel. Take a couple deep breaths here. And again, you can extend out if you wanted to challenge your balance. Okay. And then we're going to switch to a side body stretch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take our right arm, reach it over, grab it with our left arm, and lean to the side. And again, just go to as deep of a stretch as it feels good. You should be feeling that on your side body right here. Okay, we're gonna switch. In 3, 2, 1. Make sure to take a couple nice deep breaths here. Maybe go a little bit deeper. Okay. Gonna release that stretch. And then we're gonna go into warrior 1. So you're gonna take your right leg, step out in front of you, almost like you're going into a lunge. Have your back leg out behind you, and try to keep that front knee at a 90-degree angle. And then you're gonna raise your arms up into warrior 1. You can try to roll those shoulders back a little. And you could also have your legs a little bit wider, like you're standing on a pair of skis, or you could have them a little narrower, like you're standing on a tightrope. Okay, take a couple deep breaths here. And then we're gonna switch to warrior 2. So we're gonna take our arms down, and then we're gonna take our back foot and put it parallel to the back of the mat. And try to keep that 90-degree in the front of your knee there. And then we're gonna switch to a triangle. So we're gonna take our right arm, we're gonna dip it down in front of our front leg and reach our back arm up. You should be feeling that side body stretch right here. But make sure to keep your core engaged to protect your back. Okay. And then we're gonna switch to reverse warrior. So we're gonna take our right arm, take it back, almost like we're giving the back wall a high five. And try to keep your other arm on your back leg. And again, you could do a lighter stretch, or you could go down into a deeper stretch. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna take our left leg out in front of us into a 90-degree, and then our back leg parallel. And we're gonna go up into warrior 1. Okay, take a couple deep breaths here. And then we're gonna switch to warrior 2. We're gonna have that back foot parallel to the back of the mat, and we're gonna reach our arms to the front and the back of the room. Okay. And then we're gonna switch to triangle pose. We're gonna take our front arm, dip it down to the inside of our front leg, and reach our back arm up. Again, take a couple deep breaths here, keep your core engaged. And then we're gonna switch to reverse warrior. So switch to where you're giving the back wall a high five, and stretch on the other side of your side body. Okay, and then we're gonna go down to the mat and do a couple cat-cows. So go into a tabletop position, and then you're gonna drop your belly for cow, arch your back for cat, stretching out some of our back muscles here. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then we're gonna switch to bird dogs in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna raise our left arm and then our right leg, extend out. And then you could bring it back down to the mat, or you could also add a crunch in the middle. And then we're gonna alternate. So our right arm, left leg out, and then back down to the mat, or you can crunch in the middle. You're gonna do these for a couple seconds. Take a couple deep breaths. And you can slow down the movement to really focus on your balance here. Okay. And then after this, we're gonna go into upward facing dog. So, a couple more here. And then we're gonna switch to upward facing dog. in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to have your hands on your mat in the tabletop position, and then you're going to dip your hips and go up into upward facing dog. You can also have your forearms on the mat and do more of a cobra stretch, and whatever feels better for you. Okay. And then we're going to switch back up to that tabletop position, and then we're going to go into downward dog. So back to our tabletop, and then we're going to press up to downward dog. And you could also walk out your back legs a little. This is stretching your calf muscle here. But try to get those heels down a little bit to feel that stretch in the back of your leg. Okay, take a couple more nice deep breaths. And then we're going to go into pigeon pose. Okay, so we're going to take our right leg, and then we're going to put it up towards our right wrist. And then we're going to slowly bring that leg and inch it towards our left arm. But again, only go as far as it feels good. But you should be feeling that on your outer leg right there. And if you wanted a little bit of a different stretch, you could also go down on your forearms, or you could stay up. Okay, we're going to stay here for a couple seconds. Take a couple nice deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And we're going to switch in 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to release that right leg, bring our left leg up towards our left wrist, and slowly inch it towards our right wrist. Take a couple deep breaths here. And again, you can go on down to your forearms if you would like. Just make sure to only go to the point of where it feels like a good stretch. Okay, then after this, we're going to go to sitting on the mat, and then we're going to do a back stretch. Okay, we're going to go down to sitting in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. We're going to have our legs out in front of us, and then you're going to take your right leg over your left leg, and then you're going to take your left arm and bring it around. And you can have your back arm behind you for a little bit of stability. Take a couple deep breaths here. Try not to put too much pressure on your knee to protect that joint. Okay, we're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to release that leg, and then we're going to bring our left leg over our right leg and twist the other direction. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then after this, we're going to go into a figure 4 stretch. We're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go back down to the mat. And then you're going to bring your right leg over your left leg. And you could either keep it here, or you could also raise up your left leg and try to protect your knee joint. So don't try to put too much pressure there, but you could apply a little bit of pressure and pull it towards you. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. We're going to switch legs in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So bring our left leg over our right leg, and you can bring it close towards your body. And then after this, we're going to go into a neck stretch. Okay. We're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to go to sitting on the mat. And you're going to bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And then you can also, if you want a little bit of a different stretch, you could also bring your left arm out. And you could also bring it down to the mat and try to inchworm it away from you. Okay, take a couple deep breaths here, and then we're going to switch it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. And then we're going to bring our left ear towards our left shoulder. And you can bring that right arm out. You could also have it down on the mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. Okay. And then we're going to switch to butterfly pose. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and have our knees out. But try not to put pressure on your knees to protect your joints. And just go to as deep as feels good. Take a couple deep breaths here. You could also roll out your shoulders a little bit. And then after this, we're going to slowly come up to standing. Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to slowly come up to standing. And then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take a couple deep breaths here. Roll out your shoulders. And then we're going to do another balance exercise. We're going to go into tree pose. So you would either take your right leg, put it next to your left ankle, and you could keep that toe rested on the mat there, or you could also bring it up to your calf. You could also bring it up to your thigh. And then again, if you had a chair next to you or something, you could also use that as balance. And then you're going to extend your arms. You could either have them out to the side, or you could have them above. You would also just have them by your side too. Okay. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And then we're going to switch sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that stretch. Then we're going to take our left leg. And again, you can have that toe on the mat. You can have it on your calf. Or if you wanted to really challenge your balance, have it on your thigh. And then you could have your arms out to the side, or you can have them above. Take a couple deep breaths here. Okay. And then we're going to release that stretch, and then we're going to do a couple nice deep breaths to end the class with. Okay. Going to come back to standing, and then we're going to take a nice deep breath. We're going to inhale up, stretch tall, and then exhale down. Going to inhale up, and then exhale, release. Okay. Then we're going to take a couple nice deep shoulder rolls here. Taking a couple nice last deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.